In 2004, Canon and other camera manufacturers reached the peak of film camera technology. The cameras had snappy and reliable autofocus, they had built-in precise light meters, built-in flash and other sophisticated features. These tools were designed to take technically good photographs easier and reliable. Today, in 2024, film photography is still popular among enthusiasts. Definitely, film is not for the masses anymore, since regular people use the cameras on their phones. Film photography enthusiasts understood the concepts of exposure, shutter speed, film sensitivity, ISO and aperture f-numbers. Still, autofocus and automated exposure metering are a big help. With these modern film cameras, the risk of taking technically bad photos is significantly eliminated, which is very important when the goal is to take photographs as pleasing as possible, especially today when film stocks are brutally expensive. When Canon dropped the FD mount system and announced the new EOS system in 1987, the goal was to make a new, long-lasting system that can support all innovative tools to take technically great photographs easier. Electricity-powered in-lens optical image stabilization, ultrasonic focusing motors, fully electronic precise diaphragm control from the camera body. With the EOS system, Canon made an excellent job, since the EOS system served well film cameras as well as digital SLR cameras alike up until 2017, when Canon made the last EF mount camera. Even today, in 2024, with the EFR adapter, EF lenses perform excellently on Canon mirrorless bodies, just like on Sony a7 III and later Sony cameras too, with Metabones or Sigma MC11 adapters. One of my favorite film cameras from this 2000-2004 era is the Canon EOS 300X, and here is my collection of EF mount lenses for this camera. The latest two lenses are made by Tamron. They are super modern vibration compensating ultrasonic driven lenses designed for digital SLR cameras. The 90mm macro was released in 2016, while the 35mm f1.8 in 2015. Both lenses have optical image stabilization, which works excellently with EOS film cameras too. The 35 is for everyday generic use, while the 90mm is an excellent portrait, medium telephoto as well as macro photography lens. The other two lenses are made by Canon and they are for special use cases. The TS-E 17mm is a tilt-shift manual focus lens with f4 maximum aperture. Originally, I purchased this lens for my Sony A9 and I mounted this lens with the Metabones adapter. I've already used this tilt-shift lens with my Canon EOS 300X film camera. The tilt-shift lens works excellently on film cameras too, but for that kind of photography I prefer my 36-megapixel digital camera. In general, wide lens photography is not really for 35mm film. I regard a frame of film as if it were a 6 megapixel digital image, minimal dynamic range, limited resolution, no cropping, no zooming in. That is, on a 24 by 36 mm film frame, I prefer a theme, motif, a subject that more or less fills the frame, and the composition is simple and no need for any post-processing, especially when photographing slide film, where the film frame itself is the end product, not the digital scan or a print. The fourth EF lens in my collection is the 100-400 mm image stabilized USM lens. This lens is used mostly on my Sony a7 III camera with Metabones adapter. Its autofocus works excellently for photography. I use this lens for dedicated telephotography sessions only. It is not a carry-around lens for casual photo walks. Why the plastic fantastic EOS 300X? Because it is affordable, it is light, you can buy and carry around 2 of them, one loaded with slide film for situations which do deserve gorgeous looking expensive slide frames. The 300X has all the modern features a film camera need. Excellent autofocus, precise light meter, pop-up flash, self-timer, automated exposure modes. It uses the ubiquitous CR2 batteries which last for long months. For the price of a Pentax 17, you can buy 10 Canon EOS 300 or 300X cameras, and these Canons are absolutely modern cameras made in 2004 with reliable electronics. As for features, with a decent lens, the EOS 300X is a million times better film camera than the Pentax 17. You cannot take slide film photos on a half-frame camera. Technically you can, but then you would get two 17 by 24 mm photos in a single frame. Even the 24 by 36 mm frame is too small. Taking half frames makes resolution even lower. On the other hand, definitely, when your priority is the fun part of taking photographs with no autofocus, no SLR camera that has mechanical film advance lever, the Pentax 70 is an excellent but expensive camera, as explained by David Hancock, who has dozens of fantastic videos for film photographers. The Canon EOS 3 or 1V cameras are excellent film cameras, but they are brutally bulky, heavy and expensive. In 35mm film photography, the image quality depends totally on the film stock and the quality of the lens. The EOS 300X has reliable autofocus and light metering technology. I love sleek, small, elegant cameras. In this lovely video, the photographer Kati Nicole is complaining that film cannot be replaced mid-roll. Exactly, this is the reason we need 2 or even 3 film cameras in our bag, each loaded with different kinds of films. And that is where size and weight becomes crucial. When you have an expensive behemoth like the EOS 1V, you have no such an option. When I had the Mamiya RZ 1967 I had 3 film backs, including a Polaroid back for FP100 instant film. For 35mm film we use multiple cameras. My favorite 3 film cameras are all small and made in the 21st century. Canon EOS 300X, Nikon F80 and Minolta Dynax 5. I have a Minolta Big Finder point and shoot too for quick snapshots. That is, I can keep 4 small cameras in my bag if I wanted to. These cameras have different mounts because I love all these systems, but if I wanted to use only 1 or 2 lenses with different films, then I'd definitely use cameras with the same mount. And this is why so important that the EOS 300X is affordable. Maybe I am taking too seriously film photography. Film is expensive. We are making value when taking a single frame.